You got it.
Good morning, Jancine. It's been a while.
It has, Kate. It's so lovely to see you.
And you too. Here we both are. Me with my beanie, you with your rug. It's winter. I feel like last time was summer.
We were, definitely. Yeah, it's certainly a big change, but it's a good one.
Always. And change is the business that we're in. So it's very wonderful to be meeting with you, especially because we'll be meeting again on the 11th of August, which is a Thursday at 12:30, to talk about wisdom, and meeting with you and all of your end-of-life doula community, and also all of the Waiapa practitioners, to talk about what wisdom actually is, which I'm really looking forward to, and to go deep into that. But today we're going to keep quite shallow. So we're going to talk about what it is to join SoulAdvisor as a practitioner, as a therapist, as an end-of-life doula in this case, and why we're hosting SoulAdvisor, what SoulAdvisor is all about, I guess. Yeah, and your experience of being part of it. So,
beautiful.
And we'll talk for about 20 minutes, and I hope that some of your community will get something out of the conversation.
I'm sure that they will. Yeah.
So I think you've been part of our community now, Jancine, for maybe, I'd like to say 4 or 5 months.
I'd say 4 months is probably when I was onboarded onto SoulAdvisor. And it was a beautiful process, because I got to meet, firstly I got to meet yourself, and then I got to meet Deb, and then more of the SoulAdvisor team as I sent through the information that was required to be set up on the SoulAdvisor site. So a beautiful space.
That's good that you met so many of us.
I did.
It's a real team effort over here, and with a lot of booking sites out there, it's quite easy. You just kind of tick the box, yes, I'd like to be part of you, pay your bucks, and you're in. But it's quite different, isn't it, with SoulAdvisor? I guess by way of expressing the difference, when a practitioner comes onto our community, it's usually by word of mouth, which it was in your case. It was through, was it Headley? It was
Headley, yeah. She referred me on to you guys.
And I think, really it's part of a very rich process. It's certainly not like just tick a box and you're in and then you're under whatever category. It's a community, and we're very, very particular about the vetting process, I guess, because, we currently have 120 modalities that we've got on our platform in our community. There's another 300, 400 complementary health, medical health, etc. therapies out there that one day we'll get to, but for the moment we've got 120. And it's so important for us to make the evidence-based case for all the amazing modalities that we practice in, because we know what we know, but we want everybody else to know what we know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think it was, as you mentioned, evidence-based. I think that's what got me in, was the fact that, you really put a case forward as to what modality was there and why it was there, and the history and the knowledge behind all of that. So I found that really important.
Yeah, and we'll do a bit of a show and a tell of how we've written up end-of-life dueling in a minute, but a lot of effort's gone into each of those modalities to really do a good bibliography, to check in with people who are in each of those modalities to make sure that we're expressing very clearly what they entail, and to say it in a language that makes sense to those particular professions.
Yeah,
because and I guess also because we're so Australian based, we're trying to do it from this angle. So a lot of our referencing is within this country at the moment. One day we'll be international when we grow up. At the moment we're just
it's a beautiful dream. No. So it's I mean, you're putting in, I know the effort that you're putting into this, and it's so much effort, and I think that, I feel that it's going to go a long way. So it's good job for you guys.
Thank you.
And us.
Thank you. I feel we're at the very beginning of this process, and you can't push growth, organic growth. You really can't. And we're not putting huge amounts of effort into bringing Tom, Dick and Harry onto the site. We're making sure that the people we have are quality. So we've got a bit of a byline over here at SoulAdvisor, which is nourish yourself, heal our world. And that's very much about what we're doing. We're nourishing our community and making sure that we've got pathways of communication and that we're all working together by developing commonality of vision, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
So shall we share your listing? Would you like
Sure. Share away.
Here I go. Share screen. And here you are. I'm just going to pull that up. Beautiful picture. Did you choose that one or did we?
I know you guys chose that one, which is I was very grateful for. It is a beautiful picture. Yeah, so that was part of the process. Yeah, it was when and my ignorance here, I'm so sorry. Someone called me to write my biography.
It would have been Amy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Louise has popped into my head for whatever reason, but Amy was on board, and I spent probably half an hour just going through that process of her having a chat to me and just talking about what I did and my history and my background, so that she could write a biography that was, in line with SoulAdvisor and all of the other modalities that are on board. So that was a beautiful process as well. And so within that, she's chosen that photo to go along with it.
And when she wrote your bio, presumably she followed the same process as she does with everybody, which is to then contact you and check that it read well. So
yes.
Did you have to make changes?
I think I changed 2 words. I think that was it. Yeah. So she did a beautiful job. So I think there was just a couple of words there that I changed, and yeah, this is the result.
Fantastic. And here's your service section. So with everybody, we've got a great big fat book an appointment button. And then we've got the discovery call session. So just for those of your community that are listening in, this is a 15-minute session. It's for free. Now, the way that works is if somebody calls you for a discovery call and they choose to go on with you, that's fantastic. So we really ask that practitioners use our platform to make the booking and don't take it off, because that's our only income really at the moment.
Right.
So yeah. And we're very much trying to make this something that thrives to support us all. So but if the person doesn't take your discovery call, then we pay $20 doesn't convert from a discovery call to a session with you, then we pay $20 to the practitioner. So we try to keep it really fair. We're not all of us are practitioners, nearly everybody on the team. So we know that we tend to do a lot for free. It's just how it is. So we're trying to make sure that practitioners understand their own self-worth. And that's one way we do it. And then I presume Amy helped you write this as well?
Yes, again, that's actually part of my brochure. So I think I sent through some details, and she's used some of my own with that. But I mean, that just so aligns with what I do anyway. So it was perfect. She's fantastic. Really, really happy with the result.
Great. And then, here you look at all that. My goodness gracious. Education and training. So, we put a big emphasis on it, and clearly you've done a lot. Wow.
I have. Wow. I've done a lot. So yeah, I think what I really do like about SoulAdvisor is, as you say, there is a vetting process. So making sure that the education and training background is behind each person. Making sure that they've got their criminal history and all their checks and balances and the insurance is all in place, so that when a practitioner goes out and supports your community, that they're well cared for. That's so very important.
It's so important, there's and nearly everybody out there is well intentioned, but some people are less qualified than others. That's that's the truth. So in all cases we've tried to align SoulAdvisor with an association or an industry body, so that we can determine where the level is that we should be accepting, and ask people to continue their training if they're not yet there to come on.
Yeah.
So, and the world of end of life doulas is changing, because maybe you'd like to talk a little bit about what's happening.
So we have the very world's first government recognized nationally accredited end of life doula training, as I said, in the world. So that's our intake. We've got the next one is in September. We're starting off with the September intake, and it's an 18-month course over 15 modules, 1,095 hours of study in that space. So it's a huge commitment, but it's putting end of life doula on the table as far as, you know, being able to dance with the medical model and the palliative care and all of the professionals. We're becoming, as we say, an emerging profession. So it's a really, really exciting time.
Such an important time too, but I guess we don't have to convince your community about that. Yeah. So yes, and when that happens, then we'll be looking at how do we peg that with SoulAdvisor too as it develops. Of course, we're not going to be insisting straight up because nobody has one yet.
Exactly, yes. Ask us in 18 months.
Yeah. So, and then of course we make sure if people are working with children that is a yes, and the insurance policy also. This is in some cases no for whatever reasons, but at least it's a buyer beware thing. If that's important to the person making the booking and they can see it, then we talk about where you actually are up there in Queensland, and there it is. Yeah, so it's pretty basic. Just one basic thing is that if, as you are doing, this is a one-to-one session. So the first time that somebody comes to you, it's a 20% commission. And then thereafter, it's an 8% commission. So if that feels a little arduous, then we just say to people, put your price up a little bit. You know, most of us undercharge badly. So putting your price up a bit so it doesn't hurt if you lose that 20 or that 8%, then that's the way that we suggest you go about doing it. And just knowing that this amount of money, that 20% and that 8% goes to us. Excuse me while I just fiddle around for 1 minute. Oh, isn't that cute?
It's very cute.
Too lovely. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, here we go. So the money goes to support the SoulAdvisor Foundation, which again is strengthening all of our industry by making the evidence-based case. So advance education and promote awareness of complementary health. So that's what our foundation does. That's where your money goes. Besides supporting us to do the job we do, that eventually all the profit ends up here. And this is a fantastic kind of a thing. We work hard. Elaine Ewan, who's set all of this up, is absolutely beautiful. And if anybody is interested, you can just look up Elaine Ewan and go to her website to see all the good she does in this world. Deb Shepherd, who's our Chief Operating Officer of the SoulAdvisor Foundation and CEO of SoulAdvisor. And what we do is this. The principal purpose of advancing education and promoting awareness for the public benefit of traditional and complementary medicines and health services, and its benefit in treating psychological, spiritual, and or physical health issues of individuals. So we go through a lot of different ways of doing that, and we're getting stronger and stronger as a result of all the practitioners joining us and that commission coming into the coffers so that we can pay for all of this, because of course money makes the world go round, not. Okay, so and this little important part is probably of interest, and we really need to put some evidence base up here about end of life doulas. But here what we've done is take some of those really pithy scientific journal articles that nobody can understand and break them down so that people can begin to understand what the benefits are actually. So if we just went to the first one, can meditation help heart failure? Then here it is, what it goes through. What is meditation? What our purpose is? How this study could help your heart, support your heart. The full study, in case people do want to go deeper and battle it. But then it's all digested and put here for you. So why is this study important? What does this mean for my wellness? How does this relate to meditation? Key findings about meditation and heart failure, and then the references, and then, and then you can print the article as well, or you can share it. So it's incredibly useful. Say you were a meditation teacher and you wanted to go working in an area where people were having heart troubles. So this will grow and grow and grow, and invitation to all your practitioners to think into some really good evidence-based articles that have been written in the last, I think it's 7 years, and are peer reviewed. If there's any articles that really stand out for you, please let us know, and we'll start to work towards ways to get them up here.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah,
to be honest, I haven't seen that page before, Kate, but that is amazing. Like to actually, see when you're saying evidence-based, to see what you're actually talking about, and the beauty of the information that you're sharing there with the world, so that they have a greater understanding of each modality. I think that's brilliant.
It's an incredible journey that we're on here.
Oof, sure
but
is.
At the moment, this is who we've covered, and you can see that end of life doulas ain't in there yet. So let's get
not yet. But we'll get there.
Let's get on there. So much to do, isn't there? So much. So the last little bit I wanted to share before we finish up is the blurb about end of life doulaing, which I'll get to through here. Here we go. So this is what we've done for all 120 modalities that we cover. We've got a line about it. Then we've talked about how can end-of-life doulas nourish you, bearing in mind that our tagline is nourish yourself, heal our world. So that's the question we ask of all the modalities. A booking thing. Who's actually out there doing it? Hello, Jancine. Hello, Joe. 2 people only. Helen's actually come on now. So Helen's going through.
Oh, magic.
Magic. Yeah. But we should have 202, right? So
yes, we need 202. We need to grow our end of life doula community for sure.
We do. Otherwise,
beautiful way to educate.
Yeah, and also it helps us make the case, because if people go on here and say, well, I'm not in Aruna and I'm not in Surrey Hills, then they go, oh, well. Of course, a lot of people do, like you, do things online as well, but some people prefer to have someone to hold the hand of. So, yeah.
Which is really important. Yeah.
So important. So then we go on with the benefits of end of life doulaing. And all of these are where we've found evidence base that end of life doulaing helps all these particular human states. Yeah. Then what to expect, so that people can make an informed choice. And then all the references. So if somebody wants to go down deep, and again, you can share this page. So if you want to, as an end of life doula, share what we've written out there so people understand what you do, go ahead. It's a great idea. Yeah, it's good. Then you can send it to friends or send it to potential clients or whatever else. Yeah, so I'm going to stop sharing now. There we go. Is there anything else I should mention, Jancine?
I think you've done an exceptionally wonderful and thorough job, Kate. I can't think of any questions that I would, if I was an end of life doula, wanting to know about SoulAdvisor at this stage, although I have been through the process, so I have a clear pathway in. But I'm sure if there are doulas that are watching or listening to this who do have questions, just plug in SoulAdvisor into your search and you will find Kate and her team, or give me a bell and I can actually share some information with you. So it's we're there to help and support.
Thank you so much, and really, really do appreciate the support that you've offered from your angle too, and especially it's been great working through your workbook. Thank you very much. It's given me a lot of insight into end of life. I'm still wouldn't say that I'm there yet, but it certainly helps. Yeah,
you're on the way.
I'm on the way. I need to be more thorough in my taking on of what you've written.
But it all takes time too, Kate. It's time to absorb and just be with, the Advanced Health Directive or the process of how we do different things. So, yeah.
It certainly does. Everything takes time. That's worth it. And also the other, inviting people, if you are interested, I should have just shown you. In fact, I will show you. Why better do that?
Excellent.
So the thing to do now that you've been inspired by Jancine's story is to list your practice. So you just go to SoulAdvisor and you go to this button and you press that button like so. We're on a mission to heal our world, and then join our collective. And then all it's going to ask you is your first name, last name, country, phone number, your email address and the password. Get started, and then you'll get an email that you'll need to verify, and then it will ask you other questions, but don't be daunted, because our team is they'll help you. So as Jancine was pointing out, it's a very handheld process. So it's not.
It is definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Well, Thank you so much. Much appreciation. Look forward to seeing you again on the 11th of August.
Absolutely.
Talk about the deep and meaningful. All right.
Thanks,
Take
Kate.
care. Have
You
a great
too.
Monday. See you.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.